That's we're here from back to End of Simpsons review. And if you didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And we are back with a new Treehouse of Horror Halloween special. Yep, which we see Krusty as the headless horseman, pretty much, and throwing his head at the screen. And we see the Simpsons family just hanging, and we get the first horror film of this special. And I'm just gonna say, I know how I said the last one was my favorite, but this one's my new favorite. Especially when it comes to the last story, that makes it my favorite. So we see the first one, which Homer pretty much going to this donut place and wanting the largest, pretty much the biggest donut, like the one outside, and he says that he's gonna get himself one. So he goes the next night, pretty much take it, and the statues start coming to life. And Marge is wondering where he got it. And yeah, all the statues coming to life and starting to cause chaos. And the news reporter reporting it, and a giant one of him shows up and starts to eat him. And a red devil-like creature starts to pick up the skull. We see this peanut. And yeah, the cops pretty much, the chief of police pretty much suits an actual person, pretty much. And yeah, he was a coach of a team, pretty much, and not a billboard. Which Bart goes with this devil creature saying to destroy the skull, and he does. Homer's like, oh, if you want the donut, go talk to Flanders. Which, yeah, he comes back and says that Flanders had it, or Moe. And then Marge telling them to get back the donut to end this. So he's like, fine. He gets the donut, but he starts destroying things again. And Homer's like, are you glad to be wrong once in a while? And yeah, everything causing chaos, and yeah, Lisa actually finds a clue, pretty much, which goes to talk to the makers of those billboards, and the only way to pretty much stop it is to not look direct eye contact with them, which, yeah, they pretty much play this song of basically not making a look at the billboards, and they start to get killed. And Homer obviously needing to look away, which everything all seems, and of course we see the aliens with the pass a donut, thinking it's a car, and of course the news reporter's like that they could strike back any minute to get you, pretty much, or get your families. So the next story, which Bart is throwing frisbee with Santa's little helper, and Santa's little helper is actually talking. And we see Willie, pretty much, as a killer. And Bart screams, thinking this is a nightmare, until, no, he sees scratches on him. And he tells Lisa, and Lisa says it was part of hers, too. And everybody talks about their mishaps, and obviously Principal Skinner tells them to not worry about the whole mishaps and stuff. And of course, Mrs. Krabappel giving everybody their test that would take them a long time, like hours, and yeah, Martin's pretty much done. And he pretty much has this wizard, and yeah, Old Man Willie comes and slashes him, pretty much, and starts to freak out, and pretty much dies, literally. And they're saying not to let the kids see it, and yeah, the cloth comes, and they see it, which they tell Homer and Marge that Martin died in school, and they tell the true story about Old Man of Willie, and saying the 13th holiday. Yeah, apparently. And do not touch Willie. And he's like, okay. But yeah, pretty much making him get set on fire and nobody's even paying attention to him. And eventually he just turns into bones and says that he will make them pay for this. And Grandpa Simpson taking a nap, and the kids pretty much trying to stay awake, trying not to go asleep, which Bart says that he'll go to sleep to try to put an end to this madness, which he does, and he finds Willie, with Willie chasing him down, gets stuck in the sand, and thinking that he's defeated. And he said now he can go back to dreaming about Krusty, which they're talking about these quarterback things. And no, he's back. And Lisa's apparently there too, because she fell asleep. And Maggie comes and stops Willie as he explodes. And he ends up flying onto the moon. And yeah, Maggie saved the day. And they're wondering exactly if Willie would be gone for good or what. Then the bus comes with Willie trying to be scary, and he said he left his gun and his suit falls. And then we get to my favorite one, and what makes this one my favorite of the Treehouse of Horrors by far. Homer 3. And pretty much someone and Patty are coming, and obviously Homer trying to hide, and sees the kids in the closet, which, yeah, they pretty much trick him for them to stay in. He tries to go under a rug, but no. Then he goes behind the bookshelves, but he sees this mysterious place, this mysterious thing happening, and of course the kids get spotted, and they got seashells pretty much from their vacation that they're gonna be getting out of. And this is where it gets good, the animation where Homer goes to. And of course he's telling Marge and them that he's stuck in this weird place. And he gets Ned, and they get Ned to try to help, but yeah, he's saying that it's so weird. Which, yeah, it is weird. They eventually get the doctor, the professor, the pastor, and the chief to come, telling them to get to the light, which the professor is trying to do some examples of what to do. And yeah, the chief pretty much shooting bullets, and this whole vortex comes. And Grandpa Simpson saying that he's going to go out, but no, Bart decides to go and do it. Which Bart goes in, tells Homer to jump, which obviously he doesn't. Bart ends up got back in and tells him that he couldn't get him in time. And the pastor is like, he's in a better place now. And yeah, he ends up falling into our world, pretty much. Into our world. And he's like, where am I? And starts walking around and looking around while everybody's staring at him. And he sees the sweet shop. And it ends here. The episode ends. A real great episode, I can just say. Again, the last story was definitely my favorite because of how the animation looked in this one. But yeah, definitely my favorite of the Treehouse of Horrors for sure. I know I said it with the last one, but this one most certainly, obviously, baited it. So yeah, another good episode. So hopefully you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and channel. Just wanted to get into don't see anything new. And let me know what you all think. It's one.